Hi, my name is Maurice Chaplin, and I'll be doing a video on grief. So when I got asked to do the video, I was saying to myself, like, how can I do this video knowing that I'm still dealing with grief myself? Like, even with the definition of grief is deep sorrow and the cause of someone's death. Now, a year and a half ago, I lost my father, and it took a lot out of me. Me being for me, it was more of being angry, being enraged, and trying to figure out what happened, what went wrong. I went from sharing laughs with him to a couple of days later, he's not here anymore. So the way I was dealing with my grief was I was just so angry and mad, and it was more like whoever had something to say, I was snapping off on everybody. So with me, so the question is that how do you handle grief? Well, first and foremost, you definitely got to have God in your life. You got to have God. You got to have him on your mind. You got to have him when you wake up, go to sleep, whatever the case may be. You got to have God in your life. Because without him, it's nothing possible. You're gonna find yourself doing things you shouldn't be doing because you're angry. But with God in your life, you know what I'm saying? He smooths everything out. He makes everything better. And for me, how I had to handle grief was, well, my one of my favorite places I like to go to, I call it more than my second home, is going to Starbucks. Going out there, sitting out there, and getting my mind together because grief can play on your mental too. You know what I'm saying? If you're not careful, grief can play on your mental. It can have you like thinking like, well, it should be me. Why it had to be that person? Why it could be me? So grief will play a major part if you let it. But at the same time, you got to have God. You definitely got to have God and do the things that you like. Do the things that makes you happy. Like going to a game or maybe going to the mall or any little thing like that. Something that's gonna keep your mind off the grief. Because, like I said, it it'll never go away when you lose a person, a parent or sibling, or even with pets. Um, it never goes away, but you got to learn how to handle it and handle the situation when it comes up. In your mind, how you handle it is what's gonna make things better. So with that grief is you just can't stay in grief. You know what I'm saying? Even though the pain never goes away, but you got to be strong and know that God's gonna help you if you keep Him in this life. And that's all I have on grief. And I thank you